Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sorrowful here, and it's time to take a look at the Dark Knight and how the red update first impact affected them. Alright, so before we get started, I just want to say that a few of their skills, at least for me, are quite complicated to, grasp the concept of and stuff, so let's see if, hopefully I could explain it properly. But anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So this is their first job for all warriors. Really slimmed down, I'd say. There's only one attacking skill now, which is Slash Blast, and it does 335% damage to 6 enemies, and it also has a new, pretty sweet, if you ask me, a pretty nice animation. So this is how it looks. So it's pretty nice, especially for a first job skill. They have a passive called Warrior Mastery. Speed, jump, max speed plus 10, max HP per level plus 20, 40% chance to have power stance. So already at first job, warriors now have a 40% power stance, and it's just passive, so it's not even an active or anything like that. So that's pretty sweet. And they finally have a flash jump, just to give them that little bit of mobility. Now, the Dark Knight one is purple black, but the hero one is I think red or so, and then the paladin one is like a holy yellow white color. So it's pretty cool how they did that, suit them to the respective jobs. And you still got, wait, what? This isn't Iron Body. Oh, it's Iron Body, yeah, and this is Iron Will, right? Yeah. Still got Iron Body, except it gives a passive effect of plus 20% HP, so that's pretty crazy. Wait a minute. Damage when hit by enemy in range minus 10%. I don't remember seeing that there, so they did change up Iron Body a bit. I'm assuming it's a viable skill to use now. I mean, does Iron Will cancel it? So I'm guessing they stack. Yeah, they stack. So it's good to use both this and Iron Will. So that's about it for first job though. Quite a few changes, but not much. And now second job, already there's two new attacking skills, and I really like both of them. We'll go ahead and start off with Piercing Drive. Let's go ahead and read the description. Deals a powerful strike to enemies. If the enemies are close, also increases your critical rate. If they're far away, also increases your total damage. So it's similar to the marksman skill concepts that they have going on, where if they're further away you do this, if they're closer this happens. And so it costs 20 MP and does 201% damage, which is quite high for a second job skill, so that's pretty neat. Hits 8 enemies twice, and critical rate within spear shaft, so that's if they're close to you, is plus 20%, and if they're further away, you do extra 10% damage. So let's go ahead and look at how this skill looks. So this skill just looks like this. It attacks pretty quick, and that's without booster. Let's go ahead and use booster. So that's the skill. Pretty simple. You could also jump and use this skill, so that's pretty cool. So that's Piercing Drive. Next we have a skill I really love. It's called Spear Sweep, and it's basically like a better version of Miso Magnet. So it pulls monsters to you. So it costs 12 MP, 184% damage, and it hits 8 enemies twice. And it pulls them into your direction, and 100% chance stun. So it stuns them at 100% chance. And for second job, this is the skill you don't really want to max. Mainly because, I mean, I guess it's up to you, because you're not going to be using Piercing Drive again, but you are going to be using this skill again. But again, you might just be using this skill for more utility as opposed for the damage. But since you won't be using this one at all, I'd say max this one out. Max Spear Sweep out and leave this at 19, because yeah, you're probably going to be using this skill even in fourth job. So I made a mistake here, and I maxed it Piercing Drive instead of Spear Sweep. So make sure you max this one instead. Alright, let's go ahead and, this is the animation for this guy. I freaking love it. Like, how beautiful is that animation? The only thing I really don't like is that it attacks really slowly. Like, this is me spamming it. This is me holding the skill key down. It attacks that slow. So I really hope they change that and make it a little more fluent, so it just like sweeps quickly and nice. But this is how it works, and it pulls them to you. Unfortunately, we can't see the full effect because I killed them in one hit. But nonetheless, you get the gist of it. But it's a really long cast time, and you can't jump and use it. It would also would have been really nice if you could, but it's unfortunate that you can't. But still, a really awesome skill. Great artwork for this skill, and one of my favorites. And don't forget to max it out instead of this. Next, we have your regular weapon mastery, nothing changed. You have your regular final attack, nothing changed. Regular physical training, nothing changed. And then you have something called Evil Eye, and this is the Dark Knight specialty skill. So it's called Evil Eye, and its description is summons an evil eye that heals you regularly when it is near. It costs 20 MP to cast a skill, and for every 24 seconds, cast the heal that restores 20 HP. It lasts, I believe that's 6 minutes? Yeah, it lasts something like 6 minutes. No, that's more. Anywho, 5 minutes or something like that, 6 minutes. So lasts that long, and its cooldown is 1 minute. I don't like how this skill has a cooldown, and you'll see why later on. Because this skill is very valuable for your fourth job skills, actually. So yeah, that's the skill. We'll go ahead and use it. It's basically the beholder that you summon. So there he is right there. That's how he looks. Next you have your spear weapon booster. Nothing changed other than the animation. The animation got a big revamp in terms of how it looks. However, with the new animation, it's slightly slower to cast it, so it's a little bit more downtime, but it's worth it. And we got Iron Will. They changed the skill icon as well as the skill animation. Don't think they changed the effects that it provides though. So we'll go ahead and check that animation out. It's just like this. I really like this new one. Although I'll never forget the old one. It's just like an iron wall right in front of you. So yeah, this is the new one. Pretty sweet. That's that. And then you got your super hyper body, which gives HP MP 60%. You know, that didn't change. Skill everybody loves. Hyper body. So that's your hyper body skill, weapon booster, and then your Iron Will. There you go. Alright, so that's it for second job. Some quite a bit of changes actually for the second job, but yeah, that's that. Moving on to third job, where everything is pretty much different. Alright, so we're going to start off with this new skill called La Mancha Spear. And it's similar to the Xenon fourth job skill where you spin around. It's similar to the dual blade hyper skill where you jump and dance all around and like do some crazy stuff that's OP. And yeah, but it's its own unique version, and you'll see. So it costs 7 MP. Actually, we'll start with the description. Wields your spear like a windmill to deal damage and pierce nearby enemies. Alright, so it costs 7 MP, max enemies hit 10 for 151% damage, and it only attacks them once. If you continuously press and hold the key, it lasts up to 8 seconds. Attack with 740% damage when you release the key. And it's a really powerful skill, especially for third job, so I really like it. Let's go ahead and buff up. So this is how it looks if you hold it. You can't jump or go like down jump with it like this, and that's how it looks when you hold it for maximum. But if you want, you can just click it and it'll automatically do the 740% damage burst. So you can hold it whenever you want to let go, just do that, and 154k, just like that. 141k. So it's pretty, like, very strong. Remember, I have no equips on right now. So this is very cool damage. I really like the skill animation. It's such a cool skill. I really like when you let go and just does that crushing into the floor throw spear. It's really sick. So that's La Mancha Spear. I maxed it out, even though it's not really needed in fourth job, but I like it, so whatever. Rush, I didn't max Rush out because I don't use it for damage. It's literally just for the utility of rushing monsters. So I don't know, it just wasn't worth maxing to me. But it's your standard rush. However, it pushes 9 monsters now. I don't know if it always did, but that's a lot of monsters to push. So pushes 9 monsters, and the Hero, Paladin, and Dark Knight all have their own specific and unique rush types. Like this one is obviously dark because Dark Knight, and I really love how it looks. Like this just looks so awesome. They also change it so that even if there is no monster in front of you, you'll still be pushed forward, which personally I like. So this is how rush looks on mobs, and like you can use it, you could spam it pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm really excited and happy about the new rush. Especially how they color coded them to the respective jobs. It's pretty cool. Alright, next we have Evil Eye Shock. Now this is a skill that you could only use if your beholder thingy's up. And I guess it's the replacement for Dragon's Roar. Yeah, I guess it's the replacement for Dragon Roar. But I forgot to mention, like, a skill that the reason why I made a Dragon Knight in the first place was for that Dragon Buster that hits 3 times. That skill was like the best thing ever, man, and I love that skill to death. Like it's so sad to me how they took it out, because it was one of my favorite skills in the game. It'll always remain one of my favorites, but you know, it's just so sad to see it go. I mean, I know it doesn't fit the new Dark Knight meta skill set now, but that skill is just so good and I love it and I miss it so much, and I'm really depressed that I didn't make a Dragon Knight video of me using that skill. At least I don't think I did. So it's really sad for me just to see that skill go with having no footage as memory of it. I mean, maybe I do, but I'm gonna have to look back and see. So that being said, let's just keep moving on. Evil Eye Shock, I guess, to replace Dragon's Roar, although it's not half as good. So go ahead and use it for you guys. It just looks like this. It doesn't have a wide range at all. And that's it. There you go. He used it already. It has a 10-second cooldown. So yes, go ahead, recast Beholder. I want to use it again for you guys to maybe see it better. There you go. So that's how that skill looks. 10-second cooldown. It does a lot of damage, but I mean, it doesn't go far at all, and it stuns the monsters with a 90% chance for 10 seconds. So it's pretty cool. But I'm not going to be using this skill. That's all I can say. I'm not going to be using it. Next off, we have Lord of Darkness, a new passive skill. Increases critical rate and minimum critical damage. Has a chance to convert a portion of damage to HP, up to half of max HP. That's pretty crazy. So it gives 30% crit rate, minimum critical damage plus 15%, and 20% chance to convert 10% of damage to HP. So they still have their drain skill, and it's just as good if you ask me, if not better. So that's Lord of Darkness. I really wish Night Lords had this skill, but hey, I guess Dark Knights deserve it more. Sorry. Alright, so next you have Endure. Additional 20% resistance to stats, elements, and all elements. Pretty straightforward. They don't give it the recovery effect anymore where you just automatically heal HP. I think they gave that effect to another skill, so we'll have to see. Hex of the Evil Eye. Frequency every 4 seconds. It gives you weapon attack plus 40, weapon defense plus 500, critical rate 10%, magic defense 500, accuracy 300, void ability 300, and the buff lasts 100 seconds. So this is pretty crazy. I mean, every 4 seconds? That's so beast. That's so beast. I really like this skill. It's really nice. I don't think it gives you all the buffs though. I think it gives you one of them. I think it only gives you one of the buffs at a time. Maybe it gives you all. Who knows? Maybe one of you guys in the comment section below could tell me if it gives you all at the same time or only one of them. I'm gonna assume it gives all though. But anyway, moving on. Evil Eye of Domination. It's an on-off skill, and what I realize is I feel like they're trying to do an on-off skill for every single job. I mean, I've never been a fan of the on-off skill system, but I mean, if that's what Nexon wants to do, implement it into every job or class, then I don't know, I guess I'm okay with it. But anywho, it's an on-off skill. Lets you command your Evil Eye to attack. If you press again when the evil eye is in free attack mode, it returns to you. So, but the thing is, when you have it in free attack mode, like when you have the skill on, he won't heal you or give you the damage buffs and all those crazy buffs. So yeah, but if you have it on, he roams around freely and attacks with 210% damage. So let's go ahead and see. So this is him going crazy. This is him roaming by himself. Alright, and you can go as far away from him as you want, and it doesn't pop to you, so that's pretty crazy. You know, he's doing his own thing, I'm doing my own thing over here. However, if I click it again, it doesn't say I have Beholder Summon, so whatever. Let's just click it again, keep him, or is he on me right now? Nope. Alright, I don't know, man. This skill is hard to use. Like, it's not going on and off. I don't see anything pop up here when it's on or off, so they really need to fix that. But anywho, that's the on-off skill. Moving on, I really, I think it's probably the best buff in the game, especially on Dark Knights. So increases total damage proportional to current HP for a short time. Also reduces damage taken proportional to reduced HP. I don't know what they mean by reduced HP. You take less damage in proportion to reduced HP. I don't know what they mean by that. But it costs 20 MP and it lasts 180 seconds. The total damage increase. So you get 100% total damage increase. Well, for 100% of your current HP ratio. So it's pretty beast. And then damage received will be reduced by 8% of reduced HP. Again, I don't know what they mean by that. Up to a maximum of 4,000. I really don't know what they mean by the second half of the skill, but let me go ahead and show you guys the animation for that skill. And it's right here. So that's the skill. And let's see, I have 16.3k range with my hyper body on. And 16.2k without hyper body. Yeah, so the more HP that you have currently, the higher percent damage you get. Kind of confusing the skill for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. But that's about it for third job. A lot of changes. Pretty much everything here is different, so that's pretty cool. And I guess I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied with it. Like I said, I'm just gonna really miss Dragon Buster. But anywho, moving on to fourth job. Now, fourth job, you only have 2 attacking skills, which I'm not sure how many people would be happy about. But I don't mind too much. I mean, you still got your Dark Impale. Alright, so that stayed the same. Nothing changed here on Dark Impale. Same animation too, I believe. It's pretty much the same animation, right? Go ahead and see it on mobs real quick. Yep. I really love this skill because it looks sick, it attacks really fast, and you can jump and use it. I don't know how I'm not reaching those, but you could jump and use it, so whatever. Alright, so that's Dark Impale, pretty much exact same. Wouldn't expect them or want them to change the skill anyway. If anything, they probably just increase the damage dealt, but I'm only level 102, so we can't really see that. Alright, and now we have Gungnir's Descent. If I had to relate it to a skill, I'd relate it to Luminous's Ender skill, where they just summon that big thing, big sword kind of thing on a boss, and like does massive damage. So drop an enormous mythical spear from the heavens to deal damage. You can deal higher damage with greater max HP. So this one is based on your max HP as opposed to current HP. And MP cost 34, damage plus 196%, plus 52% of your max HP. So it does 196% damage plus 52% of your max HP. Number of attacks 8, defense ignored 1%, 22-second cooldown, and however, ignores cooldown while in Final Pact or when Sacrifice is cast. Final Pact is this skill, and Sacrifice is this skill. They changed it up, so yeah, we'll go ahead and see that. But I'll go ahead and show you guys the skill, because it's pretty beast. And let me just make sure my buffs are on. Alright, and this is the skill. C is very similar to the Luminous skill, and it has a 22-second cooldown. However, the cooldown is ignored if you cast Sacrifice or Final Pact is active. Alright, so that's that. That's Gungnir's Descent. And it's only level 1 right now, and it does pretty sick damage. So that's pretty cool. Alright, next, Power Stance is no longer an active skill, which I guess is okay with me. It's now a passive skill, and basically it does not go up to 100% anymore. It goes up to 60%, I believe. So this 60% power stance rate plus your first job 40% should equal 100% unless like they're separate. So yeah, should still be 100%. That's that. Now Final Pact. Final Pact is I think a kind of difficult skill to explain, but we're gonna go ahead and read the description and just try to go through it slowly. So when your HP reaches 0, your Dark Contract keeps you alive for a short time and allows you to use Gungnir's Descent without any cooldown while invincible. So basically it's like a, for those of you that play League of Legends, it's like a Guardian Angel kind of thing. However, you don't get HP back. And you're alive for a short duration, and you can use this skill without any cooldown. Alright? However, you must eliminate the required number of monsters before time runs out. So you have a little timer, or you will be dragged into the Shadow Abyss. So if you don't kill the required amount of monsters within the time limit that you have, when you have 0 HP, then you just die. The hourglass will be displayed during the reactivation cooldown. Passive effect: when HP is higher than the limit, damage, movement, speed, critical rate, and minimum critical damage will be increased. Alright, so let's go ahead and read the nitty gritty. When HP reaches 0, fully restores HP and MP. Oh, so you do get full HP and MP. That's pretty cool. You're invincible for 10 seconds, ignores enemies' attack reflection. So damage reflection, you ignore it. That's so beast. So you could just attack any boss pretty much. Reflection ignores Gungnir's Descent cooldown. If 30 enemies are defeated within the invincibility duration, you revive after the duration ends. However, this skill has a massive cooldown, like 13 minutes or something. Passive effect: when HP is 78% or above, damage plus 1%, movement speed plus 6, critical rate plus 1%, minimum critical damage plus 1%. So, just to clarify, I read this somewhere else, but for those of you that are wondering about bosses that don't summon mobs or have no mobs around them, instead of defeating 30 enemies within the invincibility duration, I believe you have to attack the boss 30 times. So yeah, just spam Gungnir's Descent or spam Dark Impale on a boss, and it'll still count as you defeating a monster every time you attack the boss. So that's how you revive when you're fighting a boss. And yeah, so really, I'm pretty sure you're gonna want to be maxing this skill second, just because, I mean, it's really only useful if you go bossing and stuff, but the passive effect is so good. So I don't really know. I mean, you might want to max the skill third, fourth. No later than fourth though. But anyway, that's Final Pact. Not too complicated. Hopefully you guys understand and I explained it properly. But that's their beautiful skill, Final Pact, and it's pretty OP. I really like how they gave that to Dark Knights though. Alright, next is their Barricade Mastery. He's pretty much their weapon expert. Yeah, same as a weapon expert, except it's called Barricade Mastery, just like the Demon Slayers. I'm not sure if it was always called that, but yeah. Next is Revenge of the Evil Eye. When hit, the Evil Eye has a chance to launch a counterattack toward the attacker. The attack has a chance to be an instant KO, and returns some of the damage to the Dark Knight as HP. However, it does not return more than 5% of max HP at once. Does not return HP on instant KOs. Does not activate during free attack mode. Alright, so it's a passive. And at level 1, when hit, counterattacks counter attack chance, sorry, is 100%, and the damage it does is a whopping 562%. Instant KO chance is 1%. Recover 1% of damage is HP, but it has a cooldown of 19 seconds. So every 19 seconds, if you get hit, it has a 100% chance to counterattack for a whopping 562%. So it's a really nice passive to have. I definitely would put 1 point into it right away, just because it's that good, and it has a 100% chance to activate. So yeah, pretty good, pretty beast passive. Next you have Magic Crash. They moved it from 3rd job to 4th job, and I think it's better that way because you don't really boss or anything during 3rd job, so it doesn't really make sense to have a skill such heavily revolving around bosses and stuff. So Magic Crash is now 4th job. They gave it a new icon, but the skill animation looks the same to me. Let me see. Let's use it right now. We're gonna go ahead and use it on a monster right here. Yeah, it's the exact same to me, right? So that's Magic Crash. So you're gonna need to use a book to max this out now. At level 1, chance to cancel all buffs 28%, restrict buff effect for 10 seconds. Cooldown 1 minute. So that's your Magic Crash. Next, Sacrifice. I don't really like how, this skill I know would be amazing at max rank, but at level 1 it's pretty useless because it only lasts 13 seconds. But let's go ahead and read the description. So it absorbs your evil eye, which is your beholder. Absorbs this little guy here. And remember, this thing has a 1 minute cooldown. That's why it's kind of like, yeah. So it absorbs your evil eye to restore HP. Allows you to ignore enemy defense and increases boss attack damage. Gungner's Descent cooldown will not be applied. Additionally, increases ignore defense effect permanently. Alright, so at level 1, MP cost 56. Restores 13% of max HP immediately upon casting. Ignores 1% of enemy defense for 11 seconds. And boss attack damage plus 1%. Ignores Gungner's Descent's cooldown. The passive effect is ignores monster defense rate by 1%. So at level 1 this skill is not the best at all. But I'll go ahead and show you guys it, because it is a beautiful, crazy skill. And so look at my HP right now, and from using it I gain 12% of HP, and we get to spam Gungner's Descent. So that's pretty cool. We get to spam it for about 12 seconds, 11 seconds or so before... Oh, you could jump and use this skill. That's pretty sweet. Alright, there we go. That's our whole 11 seconds of glory. So, like I said, at max, it would definitely be really good because this will have 1 minute cooldown and this will last longer than a minute. So you can pretty much have this up all the time if you want. And that's really good. Unless you get, of course, debuffed from a boss or something. But other than that, it'll make a perfect synergy combo there. After that, we just got your standard Maple Warrior and your standard Hero's Will, and that pretty much sums up the whole Dark Knight revamp, the whole Dark Knight class that it is today. So hopefully you guys found this informative. We'll go ahead and show off some skills real quick before I go. Call it a day. Gotta love these skills, man. I really like how they made this like art for these skills. Ugh, so beautiful. And let's go ahead and use Sacrifice. Oh, I don't have Beholder summoned. Alright, well that's pretty much it for the Dark Knight, guys. I hope you guys found this informative. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you all for watching. This has been a Soulful production. I'll see you all later. Peace.